Hi friends, today I am going to discuss chapter number 7, Fundamental Principles of Organic Chemistry, and the topic is Features of Organic Compounds. So the learning objectives of this lecture is History of Organic Compounds, Wöhler's work, that how he produced urea, catenation, self-linkage property of carbon, isomerism, and so many other basic features of organic compounds. So let's start. So how they classify organic compounds 200 years ago? They classify organic compounds on the basis of their origin. What does it mean? Origin means that from where they get the compound. Like organic compound, they get the organic compounds from living things, from plants and from animals. So they considered all those compounds as organic compounds which they get from living things, like cotton, glucose, while all those compounds which they get from non-living things, from minerals, from earth crust, are known as inorganic compounds at that time. And that was long ago. So in 200 years ago, organic compounds are separated on the basis of their origins. Then at that time, there was a theory, vital force theory, that was given by a scientist Berzelius. In 1815, Berzelius introduced the theory organic compounds can be manufactured only by and within the living things, and these compounds can never be synthesized from inorganic material in laboratories. Now at this time, there are millions and trillions of organic compounds present. So the Berzelius was wrong at that time. And Wöhler was the scientist who made him wrong. He did an experiment, and Friedrich Wöhler was a German scientist. He found that there is nothing like vital force theory. Organic compounds can be synthesized in laboratory. The first compound which he prepared in laboratory was urea. Now let's discuss that how he prepared urea at that time. He did two compounds, ammonium chloride and potassium cyanate. When he combined these two compounds, simple displacement reaction take place. The positive ion of one compound combines with the negative ion of the other compound. Like here, potassium combines with chlorine to form potassium chloride, which is the side product, and ammonia combines with cyanate to form ammonium cyanate. Ammonium cyanate was a temporary compound, and on heating it converts into urea. So in this way he prepared urea. After that, so many other organic compounds were prepared. So according to modern definition, what is organic compound? All those compounds which contain carbon as an essential element along with hydrogen and its derivatives. So that's why most of the time organic compounds are also known as hydrocarbons, because they are made up of hydrogen and carbon. And what is the meaning of derivative? It means, as we all know, that carbon satisfy its four valences. It forms four bonds with hydrogen. And if it replaces any of the hydrogen with any other element, like with sulfur, nitrogen, in that case it will be a derivative of organic compound. So now in these days there are so many organic compounds and so many derivatives of organic compounds are present. But the main thing about organic compound is that it must contain carbon and hydrogen. So let's discuss some basic features of organic compounds. Catenation. catenation is the most unique property of organic compounds. Carbon undergoes catenation. Carbon undergoes self-linkage. It can form long branch chains, long linear chains, and ring chains by combining with each other. Carbon form a very stable bond with carbon. The other members of the carbon family can also undergo catenation, but that catenation is not that much stable like silicon, while the catenation which is shown by carbon is very stable. And because of this property, carbon is able to make trillions and millions organic compounds with very high molecular weights. Then we used to do the process of cracking to break them into smaller compounds and use them. In hydrocarbons, covalent bond is present. Now as we know that belongs to the 14th group. So it has 4 electrons in its valence shell. Now every atom wants to get stable. It has 4 electrons in its outermost shell and you want to do 8. So they share their electrons. It can also take 4 electrons or it can give its 4 electrons to complete its octet. So they form a covalent bonding. They form a sharing bonding. And we know that the electronegativity differences between the carbon and hydrogen is lower than 1.7. So the bonds which are formed at this level when the electronegativity difference is lower than 1.7 are covalent bonds. So in hydrocarbons, covalent bonding is present. Another unique feature of hydrocarbons is isomerism. Iso means same. The compounds having same molecular formula but different structural formula are isomers of each other. Like here I am giving you an example of pentane. Pentane means that this hydrocarbon has 5 carbons in it. Now if these 5 carbons are arranged in a linear form, or these 5 carbons are arranged in a branch form, or these 5 carbons are arranged in a ring form, they have different structures. But I am not changing the formula. So the formula remains same, but the structure will change. It can exist in more than one type of a structure. So it shows isomerism. Due to this, it has so many compounds. Similarity in behavior. This is also a very basic feature of hydrocarbons. Basically, hydrocarbons are made up of CH2 group. They join together and form long chains. Like methane with 1 carbon, ethane with 2 carbon, propane with 3 carbon, butane with 4 carbon, and pentane with 5 carbon. So many others. So the chain is increasing with the similar behavior. Only the number of carbon is increasing. They are not changing their qualities. They are not changing their properties. They are just increasing in number with the same functional group. Only the difference of a fixed unit CH2 group is taking place. So they are formed homologous series. They are forming homologous series. And therefore, its members are known as homologous. So a group or a series of organic compounds in which each member contains the same characteristic functional group, which is CH2, and differs from each other by a fixed unit, form a homologous series. Organic compounds show covalent bond. They are non-polar compounds, and it's a very basic rule, like dissolve like. As they are non-polar, so they easily dissolve in non-polar compounds. Organic compounds are insoluble in water, like for example oil is insoluble in water because oil is non-polar and water is a polar compound. So they readily dissolve in non-polar organic solvents. The rate of the organic reactions are mostly slow due to their big molecular nature. As carbon show the property of catenation, so they join with each other in a long chains, and they have a big molecular structures, so that's why their reactions are little bit slow. Organic compounds are mostly large enough, so therefore sometimes they show complexity. Like starch is a very big molecule, protein, and to get energy we have to break them into smaller compounds. So these are the general features of organic compounds, and it shows due to these general features they are present in very large number. Thank you so much.